Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
We have to fire up steam, okay, for Brandon, if you don't mind, guys. All of our guests today, including Brandon Astle, standing by, voice of the Abbotsford Canucks, sponsored by Passant Motors. It's May Days at Passant, and they want to make sure you love your ride. She's a sweet ride. Check them out at PassantMotors.com, BASANT Motors.com, and find a ride you will love. As we talked about in the first segment, the Abbotsford Canucks have advanced to the Pacific Division Final of the Calder Cup playoffs. That's round 3, games 1 and 2 versus Colorado, the Eagles, Friday and Sunday at the Abbotsford Center. Then they move to Loveland, Colorado for games 3 and, if necessary, 4 and 5. Brandon Astle, voice of the Abbotsford Canucks, joins us now. He has been on for a couple of days, so we thought we'd get him back. Brandon, thanks for doing this again, sir. How are you?
You know what, Donnie? A big reason why I love joining you guys is you two make me feel so young. Like you have to be the only sports show in the history of sports shows to start a program talking about the "Na Na Na Hey Hey" song for the first 15 minutes. Like, right now in the world of sports, we got the Abby Canucks doing well. We're witnessing one of the most entertaining Stanley Cup playoffs of all time. The comebacks, the last-second goals. It's all been on display, and you two are going on about a song from 1982, and quite frankly, I love it, and that's why you two are the best.
There you go. You see, our policy is to do things that are different. And let me tell you this, that first segment, I think you're right. Nobody else would dare talk for 15 minutes about steam. What do you think? Do you have a problem with that song being played a la 1982 at the Abbotsford Center?
No, not at all. I didn't even know the history of that with the franchise. Obviously, I knew about the towel power in 1982, and still get chills when you see the towels waving around from the fans, whether you're at Rogers Arena or Abbotsford Center. Yeah, like the fans were going nuts. I could barely hear myself talk when that song was going on, and hopefully we get a lot more of it here coming up in the next few games here on Friday and Sunday.
Was it being played in the arena, or did the fans just do it organically themselves?
I think it was just being played in the arena, and the fans obviously got into it. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened in that case.
Okay, Brandon, here's the question everybody wants to know. It has nothing to do with steam or white towels, but how much of Abbotsford's success has to do with the coaching of Manny Malhotra?
I would say a lot of it. I mean, he made some big moves in that last round against Coachella, and the biggest move he made was putting Blay, Kara, and Nate Smith together, and they did that when they were down 3-0 in Game 2 in Palm Springs. And that line took over the rest of the series. They combined for 13 points and really had the Firebirds on their heels. So Manny's just done a tremendous job, as we all know, since day one, taking the position with the Abbotsford Canucks. And this is a guy that you mentioned it, Donnie, like he's been in these players' situation. A high draft pick, an early first rounder that had to cut his teeth in the AHL, eventually won a Calder Cup, so he's been at the top of the mountain in this league and knows the struggles and the day-to-day of what these players are going through. And he just, everything he touches seems to turn out well. He's got such a great pulse of the team. He's someone that builds the players up and doesn't tear them down and really takes a lot of pride in their development. Obviously, winning games is important, but at the end of the day, his job as the head coach of the Abbotsford Canucks is to develop these players to get to the next level and succeed in Vancouver. Not just get there, but be impact players. And we saw that on display a bunch during this regular season where so many players got called up. 16 different players skated with Abbotsford and Vancouver this year, which is a huge number, which should hurt the AHL club, losing all those players. But instead, they wanted to have a great regular season and made some franchise history. And that success, Donnie, has carried over to the playoffs. Like, this team has played 25 games since March 8th. They've lost just 4 times. Obviously, the task will get tougher here, playing against one of the best teams in the league in Colorado, but they're playing with a lot of momentum right now.
Hey, no team can go far in the playoffs without goaltending. Artur Silov's Brandon's been great. I know he got pulled in the one game in Coachella on the road, but talk about his play and the importance of Silov's in these playoffs.
Yeah, he's been spectacular, Rick, and especially at home lately. Like over his last three starts at Abbotsford Center, he's allowed just one goal total and has a shutout in two of those, which are closeout games. So he's coming up big in high pressure situations. And you look at what he did last year around this time when he allowed just two goals combined in games 5 and 6 against the National Predators. He's looking like that type of goaltender right now for the Abbotsford Canucks. He just looks so confident. And over the last two games, just looking back, the team didn't get off to great starts. It took them a while to get their first shot on net in both games 3 and 4. While Shelovs at the other end faced quite a bit of rubber, and the Firebirds were kind of pushing to get on the board first, but he did a great job of keeping it scoreless, which eventually led to Abbotsford getting on the board first in both games 3 and 4. He leads the playoffs in wins among goaltenders. He's got 5. He leads the playoffs in shutouts. He's near the top of the league in goals against, save percentage, and he's just providing that elite goaltending that teams need in order to go far in the playoffs. And if he keeps playing the way he is, the Canucks are going to be a tough out. I'll tell you that for free.
Okay, so the veterans we know in the American League, they're so important, and right now a lot of vets, Sammy Blais leading the way. But what about the kids? You always want young kids in playoffs to do well. Where's Lekkerimäki's game at right now, Brandon?
Yeah, honestly, it's been pretty good coming back from his difficulties with the oral surgery. He's got the full face shield off, and now he's back on the top line playing with Baines and Sasson on the top power play unit as well, playing the point, and obviously trying to jump onto a moving train in the high pressure situation. The Calder Cup playoffs is tough for anyone, let alone a 20-year-old. I really liked his game 3, his first game back. He was great defensively, made some big plays in his own end to clear the zone. And as we all know, in playoff time, time and space gets taken away pretty quickly, and he's had to adapt to that. Picked up an assist in his return as well. And I think as the playoffs go on, and now he's got more practice time here, six days between games here before we get going against Colorado. I think he's only going to get better and better. And he's someone, Rick, that has feasted on the Colorado Eagles this year. In the 4 games that he played against them, he had 8 points. So he likes seeing that Eagles logo on the other side. And this kid had such a successful regular season. Sure, he's battled some adversity these last few weeks, which is par for the course for a young prospect trying to make his way through his first American Hockey League season. And at the end of the day, boys, he is a game breaker and can turn things quickly with just one snap of the wrist. And I'm hopeful that he can start looking like his old self coming up on Friday in Game 1.
Sammy Blais is an old school kind of hockey player, and he's leading Abbotsford in playoff points. He's played a full season down in the minors, but his NHL resume is fairly impressive with the Stanley Cup in St. Louis in 2019. Does he have a future back in the NHL, Brandon? Because I think he's a guy the Canucks could use. He'd bring the building alive.
I'm very hopeful, Rick, and I asked that same question to Manny Malhotra for the first time all year. I said, like, from Sammy's body of work.
Hey, Brandon, just so you know, it was Don that asked the question. You're getting the two of us mixed up. That's hard to do.
That's really hard to do. Really hard to do.
That was a test, and you passed. Nice job.
There you go.
But yeah, I asked Manny that same question before game 4 on Friday. If Sammy has done enough to get back to the NHL, and he's really enjoyed coaching Sammy and thinks that he's done the right things to put himself in a position to earn an NHL contract. And this is a guy that took an AHL deal. I don't know what type of other offers he got in the offseason. Maybe there are some lucrative ones going over to Europe and kind of finishing his career there, but his main goal has to get back to the NHL, and he hasn't cut any corners. He's been a supportive veteran since day one. Missed 2 months of action early on in the year from October to December. He had a pretty bad injury and came back and has just been one of their best players. He nearly led the team in scoring in the regular season, even after missing all that time. And he mentioned it. He leads the Calder Cup playoffs in scoring with 8 points. But just aside from that, it's the physical presence that he brings. Like, anytime there's a chance to lay the body, he's going to do it. And you said it, like, it gets the crowd going. He just loves to play aggressive. He stands up for his teammates. He's chirping after whistles. Like, he's that veteran guy that every team needs and is really dragging the team into the fight. And like I said, his line with Kara and Nate Smith really turned the tide of the last series. Those are 3 veteran guys that the young prospects of the Vancouver Canucks can learn a lot from. And I just can't say good enough things about Sammy. And you look at his age, he's 28 years old. He's not young. He's not old, but I still think he's still got a lot more gas in that tank. And hopefully can get a look in the National Hockey League. And obviously I'd prefer to be with Vancouver as well.
I always ask you this: where can people catch your play-by-play, Brandon?
Yeah, so Sportsnet 650 has picked up the playoff games, so you can catch us there on the radio. If you want to watch it online through Flow Hockey and HLTV, you can do that as well. So there's many different options as well. But if you want to catch a game, I highly recommend it. AbbeyCanucks.com/tickets. You guys saw the crowd we had on Friday. It was nearly a sellout, over 6,500 people. And if you haven't been out to a game yet, you are missing out. It's such a great atmosphere. You'll get your own towel. Maybe they'll play na 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 na.
Yeah.
Hey, if the things are going well. Maybe it's a little too early to do it in games 1 and 2,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
either way, it's just such a great environment. And I know this team has really fed off the crowd's energy throughout this playoff. So hopefully we get a good amount of bodies out for games 1 and 2 again.
All right, read up on your old-time rock and roll, Brandon. We'll get you back soon. Thanks for this, my friend.
I got some homework. Always a pleasure, boys. See you later.
You bet.